Hello, everyone. Today we are in for what I hope to be a fantastic fusion race. We have, I believe, 7 or 8 runners? 8 runners, I believe, gathered here this afternoon for a exciting level 2 rando race featuring shared security. Any missile upgrade can be the first item. PBs without bombs and heat runs will be allowed. So to add the first item can be of one of 6 things. You can be, I believe, speed booster, morph ball, diffusion, regular missiles, ice, or super missiles. And depending on what you get, you can go to various different locations. So to give an idea of how this randomizer works, there are a couple required items that are needed to spawn the SAX, which can then begin the escape sequence. You need the plasma beam, you need the gravity suit, you need the charge beam, you need either Vario or Screw Attack, which will allow you access through Sector 5. You need some sort of jump item, either high jump or space jump. You'll need Morph Ball, you will need either bombs or power bombs, you'll need some sort of missile upgrade. And of course, you'll need Speed Booster as well to get into Sector 4. Once you have obtained this assortment of items, you'll be able to unlock level 4 locks, which will allow you to fight the SAX at the top of the main deck. I think we're going to be in for a fantastic race. Let's see. On the restream, we've got Quote in the top right. We've got Gorador in the top left, Kazuto in the bottom left, and Logan in the bottom right. And we should be getting ready here in just a few moments. I believe there's only one racer who has yet to start up.
Yep, and it looks like they're just finished up here, so should be getting started soon.
Do we know exactly who we're waiting on?
No, just me, actually. I gotta drop the...
the gatekeeping. Well,
And
the race will begin in 15
soon.
seconds. So what I really do like about Randomizer is seeing people do different things. Obviously, usually you get to choose between whether you go to Sector 1 or Sector 2 at the start, the Tropical Sector or Torian, and high risk, high reward, I always like to say. I know I personally love to visit Sector 5 as often as I can because I know no one else likes to go there. And it is a risky decision, but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So just like in vanilla, we started our ship and we'll have to make our way up to the missile data room. Fortunately, we won't need to utilize any of these navigation rooms, and level 0 locks are enabled immediately, so we don't have to do any small detours at the start here. Gorador with the fastest climb, just a little faster than Quote. Okay, their platform is looking pretty good so far. Logan falling a little bit behind, but nothing a couple rooms of movement can't fix.
Yeah, we'll see what starting item we get at the start. We can get a few different items. Since missiles are split in this, any missile can show up. They can get Morph Ball and they can get Speed Booster. Any of those will allow for progression. Missiles most likely, obviously, at this point.
I do believe Kazuto said he did not balance the weight of the particular items yet, so missiles will have a higher chance of appearing. I do think he said that's something he plans on changing in a future release, though.
Yes. And it's not a missile start.
Morph Ball start. Those are... So what's really, really feisty about the Morph Ball start is usually you'll find a major item in that tunnel coming up here right before the main deck elevator, and that can often be some sort of missile. And that begs the question of, do you come back up to the top of main deck and do the 5 items that are locked behind the first boss? Or do you just go straight into Sector 1/Sector 2 and do something there? And that's kind of what I'm honestly hoping we see a missile here this early to see whether our runners are going to risk that divergence. All right. Our runners are just coming up on this item here, so we will see what it is. And this will kind of determine what our runners are going to do early on. All right, so we got access to
We're
spring
going to
ball and
sector
high
2.
jump. Yeah, so this doesn't actually give any route divergence. We will be going into sector 2.
Nothing great here. Also, I do apologize for the stream drops. Twitch is having some
just the power bomb
attitude
tank
problems
out of the storage. So nothing they will need to be revisiting later.
So high jump probably means their progression is in the cargo room here.
Alternatively, it might be in the data room, but it's hard to say.
They only
at
have
this
2
point.
locations, so I guess.
I'm curious as to what this progression is, because it could be bombs, it could be missiles. There's just so many different things it could be.
Yeah, it could lead them into deeper 2, which would kind of suck. I hate Sector 2 myself. I dislike everything about Lower 2.
I do try and kill Nettori as soon as possible, just because I think Nettori is... Killing Nettori obviously opens up Yakuza from the alternate direction.
In cargo room. But Kaz decided he's too good for energy.
Hopefully that extra 100 health won't come back to bite him later. These Zoros do 45 damage, so without that energy tank, they will 3-shot you. So the benefit to skipping that E-tank is Kazuto is the first to unlock level 1 security. With quote right behind him.
Yeah.
Now, as we mentioned, they have no choice but to go to the data room, and depending on what's in the data room, that could heavily influence their next location. Power bombs might send them to deeper 2. They get screw attack. They might play around with some other stuff.
This has been a pretty trash start, honestly.
Yeah, it's never fun to find an E-tank early in this particular matter with a morph ball start.
There's a missile.
Ice missiles. All right, so this is where we get to what I'm talking about, right? Now they can go back and do
they could do
that
Arachnus.
main deck section, which has, I believe, 5 items.
Yeah, there's 5 items there. They could go into Sector 1. There is technically 1 item in Logic in Sector 3. With their loadout, with that E-tank.
It's risky business, though.
Yeah, that's pretty risky.
That's definitely a save and reset situation. Either you find something like... I'm trying to think what over there could be... You need to find, like, gravity suit, right? Or else it's just not worth it.
No, it could be... like your bombs or something. It could, like, your required progression could be there.
Is 1 E-tank enough to get there and back? If you have the Shine Spark, absolutely.
If Shine Spark, yes, but actually, with 1 E-tank, probably not.
So that's what I'm thinking. Obviously, if it's Various Suit, you can get there and back, but I don't think Various Suit justifies a trip to Sector 3.
No, I don't.
It's basically gravity or bust. It could be Screw Attack. That'll check 2 items off the list in a... But it looks like most of our runners are heading to Sector 1, but Logan is heading back up to main deck.
Yep.
So this is that route divergence we were talking about.
Yeah, we've got one person going to main deck on Restream here. And again, there are more people. There's 8 people, I believe, in here. 8 or 9 in the race. 8. So only half of them are on Restream.
So I'm honestly hoping Logan picks up something here,
Yeah.
because he is taking... This is not just some small detour. Taking, what is it? Yeah. A couple elevators, because he was in the sectors.
Now, I would say it's probably a pretty good chance something good is going to show up. Now, whether it's required is something else, but he's likely going to get something useful. Even if it's just missile upgrades. With the ice missiles, they deal 10 damage, so they've got base 10 damage missile right now. Any missile upgrade from this point will add to that.
Absolutely. I don't think Logan would be disappointed to find something like super missiles here.
Yeah. I mean, if you
And
don't get progression, supers are probably...
It really doesn't look like our runners have seen anything too exciting so far in Sector 1, so that does mean that Logan may have made the better decision. Oh, missiles.
Well, that
That's a missile upgrade. That'll increase their damage to 20, I believe, right?
Yeah, that should be 20. And Varia, okay.
Varia suit, okay. We might see some dipping into Sector 5 at some point. That also makes that Sector 3 trip we were talking about earlier a little more appetizing.
Now, if Logan could pull, like, bombs or high jump.
I already have high jump.
Oh, right, they already have high jump, so yeah. Speed booster then would get them the green doors, and then they could have some fun times. And there's always at least one E-tank in the Arachnus area. You can always count on that.
I feel like normally I find 5 of them.
And wait,
Best beam!
Best beam! Okay, here we go.
We know Goridor is going to be coming here later for his favorite item.
Oh, yeah.
Wave Beam has seen an improvement since the last release. It now works properly, and I believe the damage value has been fixed as well.
I believe so, yes.
Now, what will Arachnus have for us today? Just a missile tank?
Probably E-tank.
Yep. You're right, an E-tank.
You know, he always has an E-tank, so it's pretty safe.
I will say, though, I do think Wave Beam, an extra missile upgrade, and Varia Suit did make the trip worth it. We might not see immediate value, but even just, you can see that Wave Beam dispatched of Arachnus pretty quickly, combined with those extra missiles.
Since the suits are split now, that Varia Suit can be required. In fact, it's much more likely to be required now.
Yes, it's all about where that screw attack location is.
Oh, hey, there's a plasma. Yeah, it depends on the screw attack. If screw attack's available for runners, then Varia is not required. But
so the benefit to finding screw attack is I feel like you are more likely to find yourself in Sector 3 than Sector 5. And being able to take that shortcut to Sector 5 is definitely more convenient than having to dip all the way into the entrance of Sector 5.
Especially since it already breaks the Sector 5 area is broken when you enter from that direction.
Right, otherwise you have to unlock level 3 and come from the bottom, right?
Right, yeah.
So Logan's going to be very happy when he picks up that plasma beam, because that's going to fix up the angling of his wave beam.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the hitbox has been fixed.
It has, but it's definitely when you get that plasma wave, it really is a nice thing to have. I think we will be seeing a speed booster upgrade at some point soon.
Yeah, they are going to need speed boosters.
Space jump. So I do believe they have one final item here in Sector 1 from these, what is this? Room to the left over here.
Yeah. Depends on if they've done Baby's First Wall Jump.
Will this be speed booster? No, super missiles. So I do believe that will give Logan an advantage because Arachnus appears to be required for that. Well, I guess with 3 E-tanks, you might be okay to check that Sector 3 item.
Yeah, that's plenty to check the item.
Quote doing Arachnus now. Do we know what was at the deeper end of the lava pit, the back section?
I did not see.
I'm not sure if they checked it, but if that with Space Jump, that is definitely an accessible location. It looks like
Kaz is gonna skip out on it, at least right now.
Will Goridor check it?
Let's see.
I certainly would go out of my way to check this location at this point.
I think it's worth it. Yeah, Goridor's gonna go.
Goridor's definitely going over there. It's just a missile tank. Just a missile.
nothing useful. I guess I shouldn't say nothing useful. They haven't found charge beam yet.
And they are at 40 damage for their missiles if they get that regular missile upgrade from that Arachnus area.
Yeah. Yeah, only thing missing would be diffusion, which adds a whopping 5 damage.
Yeah, the charge shot is nice though. Situationally. But I do honestly think that once you get to diffusion, it can be considered a nerf because every single upgrade you get for missiles increases the amount of time that it takes for you to fire an additional missile.
Yeah.
So that can be a pain, having to wait longer to be able to fire more missiles.
Gaz is making his way up to the main deck.
Gordor going to be following shortly afterwards as well.
Yeah. I imagine Gordor will be going main deck. Yeah.
I would
Leaving
say
Arachnus behind is pretty risky in general, with how weighted that area normally is.
Quote is still in a peculiar situation because he doesn't have that plasma beam yet.
Yeah, that's not good.
He's going straight to Sector 3, which is totally reasonable play. As we know, there is a major item here across the lava flow, so...
Do we know that?
I believe it has to be progression, because there's nothing else they can do. They don't have speed booster.
You know what? You're right. I think it has to be. Because, yeah, they can't do anything else in 2. They can't enter 4 at all. Oh, no, they have Wave Beam. There's an item in 4.
Oh, you're right. There is one item in 4.
So this is
yep, there's one item.
In fact, I would actually put money on that being progression.
At least
based on the older version of the randos. Oh, well. No,
power bombs, that's going to...
Alright.
Oh, that enables at least one more item in Sector 3.
Yeah, 2 more. Wait, no, there's actually even more, I think.
I mean...
There's more than 2. They
at this
can't fight
point,
box, but...
You go back... What do you do, Sector 2 at this point? Sector 2 just opened up a little bit. You definitely...
Yeah, Sector 2
you need to do the back way, though.
Sector 4 opened up.
Yeah, Sector 4 is open too. So that's the question at this point. Our runners who haven't been to Sector 3 yet are going to be finishing up whatever they're doing, heading over to Sector 3 to grab their power bombs, and then they get to choose between Sectors 2 or 4. Quote's choosing to go to Sector 1. I don't think... Yeah, he didn't clear Sector 1. Kazuto is going to Sector 4? Ah, he's doing what you suggested. That one item.
See, even he feels Sector 4 is likely to have the progression here. And it might have something.
It might, but it is a risky play. I mean, Sector 3 was equally risky.
It's
a 50-50, and there's not really anything you can do.
And,
we know
based
damage
on
runs
old
are
versions
on.
of the rando, this is a very heavily weighted spot. And yeah,
no, it's just an E-Tank, and that's not going to make him particularly happy. This was a scuffed decision. There's really nothing he could have done about it. It was a gamble, and he lost.
Oh, it's back in Sector 1, it looks like.
Logan also doing this check that Kazuto just did, and he's going to be equally disappointed.
Yep. Well, it's the only one with those power bombs, and he is back in Sector 1 instead of being able to push them. It's a good thing that he's here, but
yes,
also
because
kind of bad that his lead.
Well, there's an advantage to Quote being here. He will be able to peek that gravity suit item.
Oh, you're right. He can peek Oasis.
He obviously can't get it, but
well,
if there's something there, that's definitely an advantage he's going to have over everyone else. Because let's be honest, no one wants to check Oasis after clearing Sector 1 if they don't have to. It's so out of the way. But they do have wave beam, so it's a little less of a hike.
Yeah, this is a pretty late speed booster. I'm actually feeling speed booster might be vanilla.
You think on Saris? That'd be kind of neat.
It's not really, but Saris is trash.
I'll be honest, I like seeds where you get to kill off bosses. Just the other day, I had a vanilla seed where gravity was on Nightmare.
Kaz forgetting he doesn't have speed, he can't do any other things back there. But we'll see if Kaz checks more of Sector 3 here, or if he goes...
I'm not entirely sure how much of Sector 3 Kaz...
There's a few items available. There are a few. They've got Space Jump, they've got Power Bombs. They can actually get to... there's 3 items. I think it is 3. They can check the Vine item before box, and they can check 2 other items. But
is that not a green door?
No. When they go through the top direction, there's no green door to that last spot. If you go the normal direction, then yeah, there's a green door in the way.
Okay. Quote about to get his space jump. Gourdor about to get his power bombs. Kazuto, I believe, entering Sector 2.
It's not unreasonable.
Now, will Logan go to Sector 2 or Sector 4?
He's
Logan also following Kazuto. And Quote and Gourdor will be right on their tails.
Yeah. I'm honestly a little sad. I hope Gourdor shows or checks some of these Sector 3 items. He's not going to. Okay. Like 2 of the... Like, skipping the one I think is reasonable, but there's 2 that you can get in the very next room, which I think...
Well, that... I know the one down below requires Speed Booster to break those blocks.
No, there's no speed blocks when you... Not when you go... Oh, wait, no, I'm dumb. You need Screw Tech. That's what I'm... Those are Screw Tech blocks that I'm thinking.
At the top right of the room, yeah, those are Screw Tech blocks.
I forgot those were Screw Tech.
Alright, so now that our runners are in Sector 2, there's really just... I don't know exactly how many items they are. I don't think they have the damage to kill Nettori just yet.
No, you need 45 fully powered missiles.
45.
They do have power bombs to help offset that.
I thought it was 45 super normal.
45 fully powered. You need max missiles. Nettori has the most health.
How much health does Nettori have?
45 full missiles worth. However much that is. But Logan's going out.
So 2,000 health. 2,000 health, okay.
Oh.
Well, and we have missiles. Yeah, there's full missiles, yeah.
There's diffusion. That opens one more spot in Sector 4.
And there's a major here at Oasis. Screw attack.
Okay,
that means Varia is not required.
This is a garbage thing.
Yeah, at this point, almost basically the entire game is open for Speed Booster.
Yeah, they missing Speed Booster and can get through most of the stations is not what you want.
It is rare to find a Speed Booster hunt, but I want to see Speed Booster behind Ridley.
Yeah, they all just need gravity, charge, and speed to finish.
This is wild, only 22 minutes in, and we no clue where Speed Booster is.
infantry. That screw attack might give us some interesting stuff.
And no one went to Sector 4, though. That's funny. I'm kind of disappointed, but I do think after they're done with the Sector 2 cleanup here, they might see some divergence. Someone might go to 3, someone might go to 4. At this point, though... oh, no, they still can't do 3 because they don't have speed. No, they could backdoor.
They do have the screw attack, so they do have those 3 items.
Yes, they can backdoor into 3. You're right. They can get to 5 at this point if they want to do Sector 5. Oh, we found regular bombs. Really, though, this game is just way too wide open, and Kazuto's going for...
Notori. I mean, he can check the 2 items behind. Yeah, this is Wasabi, not Notori.
I actually don't entirely disagree with this, because there are 3 items here that Kazuto can check. He can only obviously grab this 1 Corex, but he can peek the...
Yeah, he can see if there's a major behind.
And I don't think anyone's made it back to the top of Sector 2 yet, so we haven't seen those 2 items at... What's the name of that location? Crumble City.
Oh, yeah. No one's had screw attack up there because it's at the bottom.
Everything's going so quickly, it's hard to figure out what exactly these runners have done in Sector 2 and what they haven't. But I do believe Kazuto is the only one to fight Sazabi, who also had an E-tank. Nothing too exciting here at this speedway, but it's good knowledge to have. Logan going to do us the honors of checking Crumble City for us. They do have space jumps, so Crumble City won't be too difficult.
Yeah, they can get everything here.
Opting to blind check the items.
Yep.
No, he didn't get
When
too
you
far.
fall through, you might as well just go back this way. Nothing here.
Nothing there of value.
So
But
you
admittedly,
go 3 or 4.
Admittedly, I do think there was some merit in grabbing those missiles, because I do think that gives you enough ammo to deal with Nettori, and they are in Sector 2. There's no better time to kill Nettori than now, especially if you have the ammo to do it.
Big time sink for when you've got
the
stuff to do. Oh, right, they got garbage location open still.
It opens up reactor from the backside, which then can clean up the rest of the main deck. I'm not saying it's smart, but it's definitely a play that very few people would make. It's a high risk, high reward situation, because if you are rewarded for that play, you know no one else is going to do it. But that's kind of what I like about Rando. You can make these high risk decisions, and they might not always turn up well, but when they do, you know you're on top.
So Logan, I think, was the only one on Restream not to fight Wasabi.
And that was a smart decision. He's going to Sector 4 without having lost anything. Though he will always have in the back of his head that he didn't check those 3 locations.
Yeah, that is the downside to skipping things.
With diffusion, he's going straight into lower 4. Check this 1 location. If this is gravity, that would make his ability to traverse the sector a lot easier.
Nothing there, so diffusion wasn't blocking anything.
Quote about to pick up his bombs.
Powerbomb locked. Down here in 4. Yeah?
Wonder what it is. Charge beam.
Okay. That is required, but not really what you want to see.
It's certainly an item that'll make bosses that much more likely to hold an item, because they aren't exactly
missiles
doing too well on ammo at the moment. And with that wave plasma, they are doing a lot of damage with that charge shot.
Yeah. Got... Does it just need speed and gravity now?
And gravity can be almost anywhere, really, except for lower 4. There are a few occasions. Obviously, it can't be.
Depends on when speed shows up.
Obviously, it can't be in Sector 3. That vertical shine spark over to the right. What do they call it? Trash tube or something?
Something like that.
Kazuto backdooring into Sector 3. Immediately going into the fight encounter with... Oh no, box doesn't spawn until level 2s.
Yep, need green doors open for boxes spawn. Is back here. Well, nothing there.
He should be able to follow this all the way down to the bottom of Sector 3, though.
He can't, because there's a green door right there.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, on both sides.
Yeah.
No, but he should at least be able to get that one power bomb item, right?
Nope.
In the
that blind item is the last item in the chain down that way. Without green doors.
Yeah, I guess he's just saving it for later. I would have expected him to peek the speed booster blocked item. Well, only blocked speed booster from the top side.
Yeah, I was wondering why he wasn't going up to check this. He has power bombs. Alright, Logan, do you fight Ceres? It looks like he's going to.
Will Ceres speed booster be vanilla? Remember, at this point, every single sector is wide open with that Vari suit. All of 5.
No, they can't get to 5 and 6 yet.
They can get to 5 through 3.
Oh, you're right. That's what Kaz is doing. I definitely know things. Yeah, we could have a vanilla gravity. But you would need speed for that. Right,
you need speed to exit Nightmare. Kazuto being the first to check Sector 5. Really looking for that wide beam to make shooting things a little bit easier. Plasma does improve, but it's not perfect. Power bomb tank here at the data room. Logan beginning his fight with Ceres. Quote, not too far behind, having just checked that lower 4 item.
Kaz does not want to go into 5 further, because if he does not get speed, there's no way for him to get out of 5, if he does.
Well, honestly, he could have lowered, he could have unlocked level 3 doors.
Not without speed. You would have to have speed booster be somewhere in the Sector 5 there for it to...
Oh, can you not backdoor with wave?
Nope. There's a level 3 door in the way.
No, that sucks.
So no vanilla speed on Ceres. And if
Logan doing these single one-handed wall jumps, these are not easy.
Logan, you do not. This is why you save pre-Ceres in this situation.
He has space jump though, so if he does it right, this is absolutely possible. I can tell you this is possible.
Yes, this is possible.
Now the question is, will Gorador follow suit and immediately leave 5 after checking the data room?
So actually, this is his last check in 4, isn't it? Like, he has nothing else in 4.
I do believe you're right.
So
There was nothing
what do
of
the runners
super
have?
significant value except for Charge Beam.
They've got Notori, they've got Reactor, they've got... Oh, Logan's resetting.
Animals, obviously. They have all of main deck.
He doesn't have bombs. Okay, so he doesn't have screw. They don't have... They can't do the observation deck, the top 2 checks, because there's green doors blocking those. But they have the maintenance tunnel.
You're right. Maintenance tunnel for sure, though.
Yeah. They've already seen one of the items there, but there's one item.
Sector 6 seems appetizing at this point.
They can't get there. You need green doors or gravity suit with this setup.
Really? You can't get in through 5?
Nope. Because you need level 3 doors open that way.
Oh,
6 is completely blocked off at the moment.
You're right. I need to learn more about this game, apparently. Well, Quote is doing the same Ceres check. Does Quote know or have the? I certainly haven't seen any seeds where you're required to do this backdooring of Ceres and leaving without gravity. So I don't know if Quote has the practice.
Ceres is in logic with high jump. High jump puts him in logic.
Okay, so you can be required to get these wall jumps.
You can be required to go here like this, but for it to be logical, you would have to... Truly logical, you would have to be able to get out after fighting Ceres.
Well, it is always possible with wall jumps. It's very difficult.
Yeah. So actually, I wonder, since Logan's back at Sector 2, I wonder if he's going to end up going to fight Zazabi now.
I would fight Zazabi and Notori at this point. You know Sector 4 was a bust.
Well, he's lost his ammo because he reset. He does not have the missiles for it. He doesn't have charge.
Yeah, he doesn't have... I mean, yeah, you're right. He will need to dip into Sector 4. Maybe that's what he should have done. He should have dipped straight into Sector 4 and then came back to Sector 2 and did Zazabi and Notori.
I think he might just be getting these and bailing.
Quote appears to have reset after Ceres drops nothing of consequence.
Sector 4 would... I mean, he needs to go back for Charge Beam.
Yeah, I think Quote forget that Charge Beam was in Sector 4. He might be picking up Sector 4 later. Oh, he's going to Sector 1. That's
Oh, we've got Ridley's area in logic.
That's true. All 3 items from Ridley's area are in logic with Charge Beam.
I'm actually surprised
Gorador
has not gone there yet.
If this is a Ridley seed, oh my gosh, that's going to be really cool.
This is...
Quote going to Sector 3. Yeah, that's a reasonable play, backdooring to Sector... As we know there's nothing good here, but it's definitely a reasonable play to make. Logan coming back, presumably to pick up that Charge Beam. Kazuto
that's
and
the
Core
only thing to come here for.
Kazuto's choosing to save here. That's actually smart.
That's smart. Yeah, see, that's what you should be doing.
Ideally, I feel like I would save at the top of the sector instead of at the deeper end of the sector, but they never could have known that Charge Beam would be the only item and make it like the very, very start of the sector.
Yeah.
It's like a hindsight decision. But definitely it's better to reset and keep that Charge Beam because it's very quick and easy to get out of Sector 4. Nice snipe with that super missile. Corridor.
What? I'm confused as to what Logan's doing. Okay, good. I thought he was going back into Sector 4.
I think he was determining whether there were any items he might have, or determining any... Whether he missed something. Yeah. Speaking is hard. And this is where Kazuto's reset obviously comes in handy. Did Gordor also save? Or did he do the proper wall jump out of Ceres? I didn't see.
I didn't see either.
Quote is checking the front of Sector 5, which means... Well, I guess we'll find out what that means.
If he does not get speed booster, he is locked back here.
I hope he saved somewhere.
I mean, he did. He saved before getting the
Just a missile tank.
Sector 4 stuff. So he's got. Did he check the top item? So he's now just locked here. He's gonna find the yellow door, I believe, or he's already aware of it. Oh,
Logan now getting ready to erase Nettori. So really for this Nettori fight, what you want to do is you want to stand in that that plant and shoot diagonal shots. Because obviously you do more damage the more frames that plasma beam is hitting Nettori. So diagonal shots are always what you want to be doing. And with that Various suit, he's really not at risk of dying with just how much damage that plasma beam does. And just like that, Nettori's dead. Kazuto already on the main deck, checking what this maintenance duct here in just a second.
Yep, the quote's following him there.
So I guess that begs the question: where do you think the progression is, Yakuza, or do you think it's going to be here at Nettori,
right
where
here.
Gorodor and
There's
Logan?
speed. There's speed.
Nettori has the wide beam, so that's going to make Logan
that'll
a little
be useful.
That will be useful.
All right, so with speed, they have
at this point
sectors 5 and 6 are now completely open to them.
At this point, Gravity Suit could be almost anywhere. Anywhere.
Yeah, Gravity is almost anywhere.
It cannot be in Deep 6 because they have no way to get level 4 doors. And it can't be at certain locations in Sector 3. And it can't be in lower 4. But the rest of the seed is fair game.
Logan might be getting his speed by going this way through reactor, which would be good for him. He'll have the wide beam advantage.
And I think there are only 2 more question mark items to find left in the seed, right?
They're full of missiles, so Gravity.
And they're missing Ice Beam, obviously.
Oh yeah, Ice Beam. Yeah, Ice Beam and Gravity.
But I think besides those two, they have everything.
I think so.
The
seed
seed
is somewhat surprised here by Kaz.
At the start was a little front-loaded, I will say. After that rough E-Tank at the start of Sector 2 at Kago Room.
Logan's gonna go fight Yakuza.
I like this play. I really do like killing bosses. I believe Kazuto did say bosses are more likely to hold items.
Yeah, with this update, they are more likely. They're a little more weighted.
And as we know, not a single boss has held an item yet. No, that's not true. Charge Core had a space jump.
Yep.
But I guess that's more of a mini boss. Oh, you're right. Yes, Multi-Dark Samus Nettori had wide beam. Kazuto quickly dispatching Venatori himself here. He's about to get his wide beam.
Yeah, so that's gonna take any advantage wide beam away from Gordor and Gordor and Logan. Honestly, with that speed booster, I am surprised. Kaz
Well, as we do know that Logan is about to, he's obviously going to go check the maintenance duct immediately after he's done dispatching this
that
Core
should
X.
be his next play.
So that'll kind of even up the deck a little bit. Unfortunately, only a power bomb tank at Yakuza. Which really begs the question, where is Ice Beam and where is Gravity Suit? They could be anywhere from Megacore to Ridley.
And they really only want to find one of them.
Yeah, they definitely don't want to have to find both of those.
Where is Quote going? He's already been here. Oh, wait, did Quote find Gravity somewhere?
Quote must have found Gravity. I think he found it in Sector 3. He must have been next to the level 2 locks.
Speed. He's in Go, so Quote's.
Yeah,
I didn't even see where.
We didn't even see him pick up Gravity, but judging by Quote's routing, it had to be at Sector 3 at the speed booster item. No,
if it was right before the level 2 lock, that's gonna be.
That's where I think it was. That's where I think it was, right before level 2 locks.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of a lead, so he doesn't have wide, but the placement of his beam, or the distance he is ahead.
So I didn't see this because I wasn't looking at the race time chat, but Cowie actually finished 9 minutes ago.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was gonna hold off on saying anyone on Restream finished, but
that's wild.
Yeah. Yep, Gravity was right before level 2.
I feel I was going to even now that I know, I'm only pointing it out because someone's in go mode. But this seed is definitely Quotes to lose here on the restream.
Yep.
There's only 5 E-tanks. That's a hit or two from Sax, and you can be dead, almost.
Yeah, look, Bill, I've seen you play SAX, and then there's most other people who are at least competent.
I admit that I'm not particularly
what you do.
I admit I'm not great, but if I can get the stun lock, which I do get every once in a while, the fight's pretty easy.
Oh, Logan's not going for the level 2 lock first. This is bad for him. I understand his routing.
Quote never got charged. He has to take the small detour.
Oh, this might give Kaz enough time to...
Nah.
No, Kaz isn't close enough. I don't think Wide Beam's going to make up this much.
I think Quote forgot that he didn't pick up Charge Beam, or at least he couldn't remember where in Sector 4 it was.
Yeah, this is going to put Logan behind Gordor, because Gordor went for the locks first. I understand what Logan was going for, but it's going to cost him here.
Oh, no. Logan went to Sector 3, but he, as you said, he made the wrong decision.
Yeah, he was hoping to find Gravity on the way from this point, and it just... Gravity's below where he was at. He's not going to feel great after he sees this, but I completely understand what he was doing. He was actually trying to go fast and hoping the seed played nice with him. It just decided it didn't want to this time.
Yeah, maintenance duct was it was accessible really, really early. Because they got those power bombs in Sector 2. Yeah. They had that speed. They had that high jump from that.
Yep.
That tunnel, so they could have gotten speed really, really early.
Mordor's making his way into lower 4 now. Logan's going to be heading back right there.
Quote, already at the top of the main deck will be initiating his fight with the SAX here in just a few seconds.
And
Kazuto
actually, I
shortly
think Kaz has a solid chance of passing Quote. Because it's not just the SAX fight, it's the Omega fight. But it's might be a little too much for him to catch up, but
it's going to be close.
Definitely has a chance.
Kaz definitely is going to save time with that wide beam.
Yeah. Here we see Quote making sure he's not going to die on SAX.
Finally, he finishes off his fight with the first form of SAX.
Yep, as Kaz enters the room.
All right.
And everybody has full missiles, so it won't make any difference on the Corax here.
6 shots. Kaz entering phase 2 while Quote has just finished off the Corax.
Yeah, it definitely saved some time there. I don't know. I don't think it'll be enough for him to pass, but this depends on how Omega plays out here.
Yeah, Omega's... it's not over until Samus has entered her ship at the end of the seed. But let's be honest, I want to see Quote make this Omega mess around. I want to see some pogoing.
I don't think we're going to see anybody doing that.
It's so cool, though. But honestly, they're so close together. The smallest mistake could cost Quote easily. I mean, they're about like 25, 30 seconds apart, I want to say.
And since Quote doesn't have a timer, I should mention, their streams may not be synced up properly either. So they might be a little closer or a little further apart than what we see.
Remember, yeah, the stun lock could make a difference, but we do know Quote's beam does less damage.
As getting low height.
That will save him a second or two.
Quote has started the fight, and I think as long as he doesn't mess it up and get swiped, he should have this. Well, there's the one swipe. Okay, yeah, he should.
Oh, it's gonna come down to the wire!
Oh boy, Kaz got swiped.
Oh, wins!
Oh my goodness!
Quote's just finished off.
Beam.
Quote has just finished.
Oh boy, that
was beautiful. Man. That was fantastic.
That was pretty great.
Logan just starting his fight with SAX as Gordor begins his escape. I am glad I saw that.
Yeah, it's actually really nice. All 4 of the runners on Restream are actually really close together.
Yeah, they're all in the escape together at this point.
So, yeah, it's a final difference of 6 seconds between Kazuto and Quote. 52:08 for Kaz and 52:14 for Quote.
That just goes, what we saw just goes to show just how significant that stun lock is and just how significant the difference is between having wide beam and not having wide beam.
Yeah, that was pretty spectacular ending. Unfortunately,
low height from Gorodor.
low height from Gorodor, and as exciting as Quote and Kaz was, Cowie's over here just sipping his tea, being like they're amateurs. 20 minutes behind me, whatever.
It was a good race, though.
It was.
Speed Booster was, I wouldn't even say Speed Booster was in a particularly obscure location. It's hard to...
I think the fact that they had Wave Beam actually hurt them, because they checked the first item in Maintenance Tunnel.
It's hard to justify going back to main deck for Maintenance Tunnel. It's always going to be a location could have it in the back of your head, but it's really hard to justify.
Yeah.
Gorodor finishing off the Omega on his screen. Logan going to be starting Omega here in just, I want to say, 20, 30 seconds. I'm hoping our runners will join us for an interview of sorts.
Yeah, that's a GG for Gorodor. Finished in 4th with a time of 54:02. Logan, our last runner on the restream here. Going to be finishing up soon.
Destination.
Logan here about to erase the Metroid from existence. I kind of feel bad for the thing. All it can do is swipe. It can't spit at you. It can't
pogo.
I can pogo, but it doesn't want to. And with that, our last runner has finished.
Yep, that's a GG for Logan, who's finished with an official time of 55 minutes 34 seconds. So GG's to all our runners here on Restream. There's still 2 more going. We had 1 DNF due to, looks like, a couple of deaths without save, unfortunately.
That really is a shame.
But yeah, in just a moment, we should be getting joined by some runners here.
I know, I'm definitely looking forward to asking a couple questions of my own.
So
hey, Kazuto. Hey, Quote.
Wow,
excellent work on your race. It was something seeing Quote fall a little bit behind there at the end.
Quote, you want to know the best part about that? Do you know what got me ahead at the end there?
It was a slew of things.
It was literally low height.
Low height,
low
height wasn't make or break. Low height's only about a second or 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's only
I was 4 seconds away.
The real banger there was Quote botched his Omega fight quite a bit. He didn't get the stun lock, and obviously he didn't have wide beam either.
Yeah, can't stun lock without the wide beam, so that.
And that was the freest speed ever. And then I still screwed up.
There were just a couple unoptimal charge shots there where you just didn't hit anything.
Whatever.
Hated. Okay.
I was quite happy with finding wide beam for taking the time to actually fight Notori.
I was actually wondering why you went. Like, I knew wide beam was there, but I was wondering why you went there instead of going to Sector 3 to unlock the level 2 ores after you got speed.
Because I had a feeling Notori might have gravity. Which obviously didn't turn out to be true, but...
God, I did finish last. That's tragic.
Like Notori, I realized that Notori was available fairly early on when I knew that power bombs were in Sector 3 and then they were locking charge. And obviously Plasma was free.
Yeah, deep in Sector 1.
The whole
Yeah,
seed
when-
was free. It was.
Yeah.
That entire seed was peculiar, I think. Obviously, it gave you more for the start, but high jump there in that little maintenance thingy tunnel. And then obviously, Sector 2 gave you an E-tank, which wasn't particularly helpful.
Oh.
But by the time you got power bombs in Sector 3, right, almost the entire game was open. It was just seeing speed at the back of that at that duct really kind of got me excited. I was kind of hoping gravity would have been in a more peculiar location, but seeing it right there at the Sector 2 unlocks was, or rather the level 2 unlocks was kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
That speed location.
I know, I demanded it too, Gordor.
Yeah, having that wave beam, I think, hurt you guys.
Yeah.
I was
the
about
first
to
item,
say,
so there
that's
wasn't as much
exactly why.
interest in the back.
It's not a
Yeah.
peculiar location, it isn't, but it's just, it really sucks to go check one item that's so far out of the way. It's going to be in the back of your head that you never checked that location.
Yep.
But
If I hadn't peeked that item